Hi, my name is Ben Lauren. I'm an assistant professor at Michigan State University in the Experience Architecture major, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a research project that I've recently been working on. I think how we experience the working environment has a big effect on how we do project work. I think that ultimately how we experience the workplace influences our own motivations, our objectives, our goals, and ultimately, I think it influences project outcomes. I recently studied a company that was changing work processes and to ultimately try to build better customer experiences. But as they changed these processes and how projects would be managed, they created top-down mandates of how project work would be coordinated, and it caused a lot of problems. What really surprised me was how difficult it was for many of my participants to see 5 years into the future. They knew job titles and descriptions were changing, but some were confused about the changes in workflow, and they felt that their unique knowledge of the work environment had been overlooked. Some members of the team felt lost at sea, and at times afraid of the ambiguity and uncertainty they experienced when working on the project. And sometimes they wouldn't get work done the way that was expected by the project manager. But then I had this aha moment. I thought to myself, oh, I know why this is happening. Project work isn't getting done the way they expect because it's been sort of a top-down project, or a top-down process, excuse me. The team wasn't thought of as participants in the working environment with their own important stories, needs, experiences, and insight, not just about project work, but the spaces and places where it was getting done and even more the tools and resources they used. I'm in no way suggesting that project managers stop doing what they do, but I do think that project managers can facilitate and empower participation in unique ways. So, it wasn't the change in the work processes that really posed a problem. It was a lack of engagement with employees when requiring the use of a software project management system that some felt didn't exactly serve their needs. In fact, in UX, we spend so much time working to build positive user experiences for customers, and we need to extend that thinking to other areas of our work, such as how we manage projects, even down to the software that we choose. Otherwise, unproductive disruptions can occur and project work could stall. In the case of my research, project work became filled with workarounds and improvisation. For instance, as I explained, employees received a top-down mandate to use a new PM software, but instead of using the software, they would email each other instead. The new software was meant to support this agile workflow, but the mandate employees weren't given, the top-down mandate didn't give employees ownership over their own workflow, and email represented a sense of control, a way of staying in charge. And I'm getting lost. Okay. As a result, project information was stored in a variety of spaces and places, and maybe that could have been avoided from disrupting the top-down approach that they've taken to manage projects. For instance, in resisting the project management software for email, the project manager could have seen an opportunity for talking with employees about their workflow and engaging them as participants in their working environment. Or, when employees improvise solutions to coordination problems, in meetings, those improv skills could be understood as inspired as a mindset indicative of the working environment, because improvisation is oftentimes based on experience, which leads me to much bigger questions. We talk a lot about developing responsive and adaptive websites, but I wonder what an adaptive and responsive workplace might look like. How would it be structured? And I think the answer to these questions begins with thinking about the UX of project management, working to facilitate valuable experiences for employees, to not think of them as employees at all, but as participants in their working environment. Participation may indeed be the first step toward a responsive and adaptive working environment, an environment open to sometimes unpredictable changes in industry and technology and in globalization. And through empathy for users of workplace environments, we can begin to build more adaptive and responsive workplace environments, but with the help of people that are actually working there. So, what's my 15-second takeaway? 2, 1. Project managers should seek insight from employee workplace experiences. Adaptive, responsive workplaces begin with empathy for employees, and a lack of employee participation may fuel resistance to changing work processes. Thank you.